tuning in to page 5 of my virtual diary, journeying along with me on this infertility process and weight loss and whatever else that I got to talk to you guys about. So thank you so much for tuning in. And the way to follow me on my journey, please hit the subscribe button. And also, do not forget to hit the bell. The bell is super important just because you will get notifications when I upload a video. And you don't want to miss the day that I upload a video and say, I'm pregnant. So thank you again for supporting this infertility process. So today I've got a lot of text messages and a lot of phone calls, a lot of encouraging words, a lot of support. But then we have those that don't know what to say exactly. So I thought that my page 5 would be suggestions of what to say, what not to say, what to do, what not to do when you are interacting with someone that is going through the infertility process. Not just the not being able to have a baby, but actually going to doctors and have taken cycles of pills and shots and examinations. So I am here to help others, and please share this. Definitely share it with somebody that has the same struggles that is walking through the same journey as I am. So maybe I can let them know they are not alone and they are not crazy. So today, first, weight loss. Weight Watchers, then infertility update, and then I'm going right into the do's and don'ts. So for Weight Watchers, I saw 230 something. So I'm on about 239. Okay, it's not a lot, but I didn't see 240, so that's good too. I started out I said 240. But honestly, it was 241. I kind of just estimated to 240 to make me feel good. But now it's going to make me feel good if I admit that I was 241. And now I see 239. So I'm doing pretty good. I can't tell you what I did, what I cooked, what I ate. I'm not an expert. I am not on there looking at recipes. I'm not there yet. So one day I'll be able to tell you what I ate, blah, blah. I'm just keeping up with points now. I'm really learning how to snack. That means bringing more fruits in and bringing more healthy snackages. So get rid of the chips and the candies, the sodas, things like that. But it just really feels good to walk around a little bit lighter. I explained to someone that how I'm not good at portion control because I eat and then I eat. And then if it's really good, I'll eat again. Like just one more scoop, just one little, because it really tastes good. Not the fact that I was full. So, but I really enjoy Weight Watchers because it's making me a little bit conscious of, okay, you're satisfied. You're not full, like unhealthy full, but you're satisfied. And it kind of makes me feel better. I guess I'm not weighed down because of better choices now. Infertility update. I took my blood exam Friday. They drew blood for 4 tests. I don't remember the test. Just go ahead and flip back to the other page to see what tests those were. So now I'm in the process of making sure I keep my days counted. I have to call next week to schedule my exam. And I don't know if it's going to be in Nashville or Clarksville. Hopefully they'll send me orders for Clarksville so I don't have to drive to Nashville. But either way, I'll be doing an exam soon. Keeping up with the days was not fun at all. Making sure I get the shots on time, making sure I start the medicine at the right day, and it was crazy. So I used a period tracker app. The app works. There are apps for that. So just in case, like I went into the doctor's office and he was like, well, what day are you on? Or what day did you start this? What day did you start that? You have to know like every single day, every cycle, every single day, whatever happens, you have to know this specific day that you need medications and pills and shots, blah, blah, blah. So I would recommend getting a period tracker. I had the minimal period tracker. It was free, no subscription, no VIP, nothing. But I did have a app, and what's so cool about the app is you can actually add your partner into it, add your husband into it, and he could track your days. It's also good if you are not going through the infertility process to have this. I'm just saying, because every now and then, like Gregory, I'm just off a little bit emotionally, just off just a tad bit. And so Gregory can sneak and look at his app and say, oh, that's why she's a little bit crazy right now. That's why she went off on me on something like super low. That is why her emotions are not, they're unstable. They're unstable, okay? So he gives me a couple days, and especially when you had the shots and the medicine, it was just off. So he was able to keep up with my days as well. So that is the updates, and going right into the do's and the don'ts. I have my notes down so I can stay on track and I don't start babbling. I'm pretty bad at babbling, and I have my little piece of paper on the side just in case, but I think I'll be fine. So the do's and don'ts. First, I'm gonna start with the do's. Number one of my do's is just to show support. Showing support doesn't mean always offering advice. Showing support can be the best with strategy of listening. Just listen. Because sometimes I didn't even know my emotions. I could not process this journey correctly. Like, I was thinking irrational quite a bit. So just to have a friend or a wise counselor, of course, I said that a couple times, just to have somebody that supported me well. Even if you did not know the ins and outs of the journey and the pills and specifics of that, that support could be like, I haven't walked in your shoes, but I'm here for you. Whatever you need, let me know. And that's it. That can be the best thing somebody can offer you, is their shoulder or their ear. Because I feel like if you haven't been through this process, or whatever somebody is struggling with, if you haven't been through there, some things that you say may make their emotions worse. And that is my tip on, first, what to do. Two, support their decision to get treatment, stop treatment, or continue treatment. Whatever their choice is, that's their choice. That's my choice. It's our choice. It's me and my husband's choice. So there is a lot that goes into faith-based decision making. That means you have to know if God is saying, wait, sit tight, and let God be God. And then there's other times where he's waiting on our action. And sometimes I get confused. Just to be honest, sometimes I think maybe he wants me to sit tight and not go to doctors and let him get all the glory. Or sometimes I think that I aborted the process. Because the last day that he told the previous doctor that gave us our first treatments, the last day that he said that I would not be able to treat you more during this procedure, you would have to go to Nashville for other procedures. In the back of my head, I always thought that I aborted the process and I was supposed to keep walking in it. I don't know. But the do's, number two, is just support whatever decision that a couple makes in their journey of conceiving. Number three, prayer. And I'll always go back to prayer. Prayer is definitely needed. Pray for them, not just her, for them. Pray for their marriage. Pray for their strength. Prayer is the key. And that is one of the best things that you can offer. Not necessarily like, hey, sister, come here. Let me pray for you. Or holding hands and like, hey, come here. Like, just keep them in your prayer. That's a great support. Number 4, understand that the husband is walking through the process as well. So there are many times that people would come to me and ask me all types of questions, and I wasn't healthy enough to answer the questions. Greg is very healthy at maintaining a steady emotion. Shout out to the husband. I think that's going to be my thing. I love that guy. But he is so awesome at maintaining great emotion. Sometimes I'll cry just thinking about it. I would cry. And sometimes I know I'm not healthy to answer your questions. So keep in mind that the husband also walks the process. So he knows the ins and outs. Because most of the time I am the weaker vessel. I'm strong a lot, but this process has broke me down, all the way down. So I would suggest also including Gregory. Listen, I remember when we was trying to get engaged. Well, we was trying to get married, and we were engaged for a long time. Nobody would ever go to Gregory and tell him. They would always be like, Christine, this and that and the third and blah, 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 Christina. And Gregory was walking the process as well. I think probably like one person talked to him. Well, not really talked to him, but we talked about it. I was like, how come everybody comes to me and not you? Who is more approachable? Am I more approachable? Are you more approachable? I don't know. Maybe because I talk a lot, but pray for me. That was number 3. Pray. So 4, understand that the husband is walking through the process as well. Number 5, let her cry. There is so many times where I try to hide my emotions so nobody would judge me. Like at a drop of a I would just end up crying, and it wouldn't be a good place to be crying at, but let her cry. Let her get it out. Just give her a moment. Just me. I guess it's just me. Let her have her emotions. It's not good to minimize the pain, and it's not good to hold it in. I know for sure. I remember one day when I was doing my master's program or whatnot, I was in the library, and of course I had to keep up with days, have to keep up with numbers, and I was not doing well with keeping up with days and keeping up with numbers, keeping up with appointments and shots and pills and stuff. And then my doctor, they called me and they were like, Mrs. Richmond, are you okay? I was like, yeah, what happened? And they're like, well, you were supposed to be here yesterday. And I broke down and I cried so hard. So I excused myself. I went outside and I was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't hold it in. And it was my appointment for the shot. And I was so scared that I was late, that I wouldn't be able to have the shot and be able to potentially have a child. So I cried so hard. I know one of my peers was like, hey, you okay? And I was like, I'm okay. But, after the shot, you tend to have a little limp because in your booty, the shot goes in your booty. And it hurts. And it helps you to ovulate. So I remember, and I don't know, it's like everything is maximized. Like you feel a lot more, like everything is tender a little bit more. So hugs were not comfortable at one time, and being a teacher, it was not good. All the little children, Mr. Richmond, and I'm like, don't hug too tight. With the treatment, sometimes it can be overwhelming. So I remember a couple times I was going to choir rehearsal limping because of the extra pain. And I'm so happy that my mom sings with me, because every now and then I would just like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And she'd be like, or like, I'm a little crazy, I'm so emotional, guess what I did, blah, blah. And she'd be like, crazy. And I kind of was. I'm not going to lie to you, because the emotions are unbalanced. Everything is sensitive. Cramps are just increased to a maximum. And I love you, Mom. Thank you for singing next to me. But I just had to get it out and just tell you, I'm trying to hide this limp because I just got a shot. Mama be there trying to hold her note like, girl, you crazy. Don't talk to me. Funny. All right, let me keep on going because I'm starting to babble. So let her cry when she needs to cry. Number 6, Oh, this one's a really nice one. This one was straight to the heart. And I wouldn't say like everybody needs to do it, but I don't think this should be on the list. But I'm grateful for the two people to one. A person told my husband first before they told me or caught me off guard and let me know that they were pregnant. Close family member, so I definitely appreciated that. That actually helped a lot because going through Gregory first to tell him to prepare my emotions, my mind, that one of our closest friends and family or whoever is about to have a baby, especially when it was shot time or Clomid time. It gave us an opportunity to talk about it. It gave us an opportunity to get our emotions together. And it gave me an opportunity to bring me back to surface. So whenever I left for the public, I wasn't looking crazy. Like, why not me, Lord? Blah, blah, blah. I should be next. And, going through those emotions. So I really appreciate that. I wouldn't say it's a do, but I want to say I am grateful for that moment. So thank you. All right, so this is the don'ts. These are the don'ts. Don't always offer advice if you are definitely not sure, if you are not knowledgeable, if you have not experienced this great desire to carry your husband's child. Like I said, sometimes it's better to listen. Because if you haven't walked through this journey, you wouldn't understand the hurt and the pain. So sometimes your advice could hurt more than just by listening. There was one that I kept together, but then later me and Greg talked about it and it hurt. And I hear it quite often. And it's like while I'm going through the medical treatments and things, they would interrupt and say, well, have you considered adoption? I am not taking away the beauty of adoption. I'm not taking away from it. But me and Gregory want to conceive. We desire to have our own baby. We desire to feel the kicks inside of me. We desire to be at the doctor listening to the heartbeat that's inside of me. So maybe it wasn't the right time to offer that advice of adoption. We're not there yet. We haven't tried all options. But if we were to come to that moment, I would hope you would support and be there for us. But our desire is to conceive and for me to carry his baby. Amen and amen. So, sometimes advice hurts rather than helps. Number 2, during this quarantine, it was rough. I hated getting text message, and maybe because people just don't know, but I am vlogging, so be sure you follow me. But glorifying the fact that we don't have children, we must be living a great life here, just us two, by ourselves, no children. It's not fair. It's not fair to say that. And I don't know if they knew that we were going through the process, but it's not fair. Now, don't get me wrong, because I love my honey and I love spending all this time with him, because I always used to complain that I had no time to spend with him. But to celebrate the fact that I don't have children was rough. So don't do that. Don't do that at all. Must be nice not to have children, blah, blah, blah. And, It's not. It's number 3 is don't say that you're young, live your life. Just go out and live your life. You and Gregory, you're young. I'm 34. I already lived my life. I already been plenty of places. If my desire is to settle down and have a baby, then I would hope you would support. So if somebody is literally going through the process with shots and pills and paying the bills of the process, your advice in saying you're too young is not helpful. So no. Number 4, don't let them go to appointments by themselves. Sometimes I needed a hand to hold. There was a lot of times where I had to go by myself because Gregory's schedule changed. So at times I felt alone, especially when you're sitting in the lobby with nothing to do. I really tried to read all the magazines and stuff, but they were not keeping my attention. And sitting in the lobby, I didn't have service, so Candy Crush was not available to keep up my levels. But I started asking those closest to me to come with me. Being in the lobby of doctor's office with beautiful pregnant women, beautiful, happy women, happy for them. But I can't explain how I can be happy for someone and sad at the same time. But it exists. I don't know the word for it, but it exists. Go with them. Don't let them go alone. I'll leave that one right there. But it's no fault to Greg because he has a better job. But I felt like I had to walk it alone at times, getting shots by myself. So there are some appointments where I really needed somebody, and I didn't. And it's sometimes my fault. Like I should have said something, but I didn't. So sometimes that was my fault. I got a little bit more comfortable towards the end and asking, would you come with me? And they tried to work around their schedule, and I appreciate that so much, so much. All right. And the last one, and this is so important. Okay, all of them are important, but this one is crazy. Like, don't suggest to the Richmonds, censor, don't suggest what positions we didn't sign up for sex therapy. Okay, leaving it right there. But I did ask Gregory for his suggestion, and he says, don't tell us how long other people took in having babies. It goes wrong every time. It's like, not every time, but this is part of the suggestion thing. When you're trying to give advice and the advice goes the wrong way. Because some people would say, oh, so-and-so, they were trying for 3 months and they got pregnant. So-and-so, they went for 20 years and then they finally got pregnant. 20? So could you see how that kind of just, I don't know. So that's Greg's thing. He only had one. But I hope this helps in helping people talk to others. Now, I can't say about those women that cannot have children. That is a different do's and don'ts and what's to says and what nots to say. I don't think I said that right, but that's a different story. But those are my do's and don'ts that I have ran into that has either hurt a lot or helped a lot. So I hope this helps somebody else understand themselves if they're going through the infertility process, or I hope this helps other people interact with those that are going through the infertility process. Love you guys. Thank you for tuning in on page 5 of my virtual diary. Be sure you subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. I love y'all. Thank you.